Hello everyone, how you doing today? Thank you for being with Chef Anthony, and it's such a blessing to have you in my presence on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Actually, it's Wednesday. My mind is a little bit frozen on the coldness today. We got up to the 45 degrees. Seems as if Jack Frost is in town. So you know what? I got something for him. This morning I'm going to prepare a chicken pot roast, a savory chicken, and basically it's a savory chicken stew. So what I'm going to be utilizing is some fresh chopped onions, chopped garlic, celery. I just got to preparing that in one pan, and in the other pan is nothing greater than using some fresh thyme to enhance flavor. I have cilantro and some scallions. Also, we have some potatoes, sweet potatoes, some green bananas, and this special other kind of potato is a family of potatoes. In addition to that, we also have some pumpkin, some chickpeas. Chickpeas can be used for different variation. It can be eaten as for a salad, and it can also goes into the soups because it makes it quite interesting and spectacular. Last and not least, I was preparing some dumplings to add into that, some coconut dumplings. These particular set of items, you know where you can go ahead and get them from at your stores, but I'm using this organic coconut flour, but I'm actually going to have to mix this with some regular all-purpose so that it can it intensifies it and holds it. I like my dumplings soft. So then also we got the chicken. We just got through getting chicken started. And in the other stock pot right now, we are going to go ahead and get our mixture of everything to start collaborating together. And then we will add in the potatoes, the chickpeas, and we'll transfer the chicken to that. So we just added our onion, celery, and garlic mixture to the hot grease back here. And a minute into that working, we're going to go ahead and add in our herbs. Important to add in your herbs a little bit early because you want that flavor to synchronize into the actual means of the dish. Then, because the chickpeas is a little bit well, you know, as you know, the chickpeas is called chickpeas because it's hard, and we have some fresh pumpkin, so we're gonna go ahead and tap that in there, and then we're gonna add in the rest of the vegetables. I have my water set aside, so I'm going to go ahead and pour it into that bowl because I'm going to go ahead and transfer it over anyway. add just a half tablespoon of salt. Not gonna add too much because the vegetables are gonna add their own essence of flavor, and a little bit of black pepper. Now we're gonna add in. Oh, by the way, that potato, actual potato is called malanga. The malanga potato. And now I'm gonna go ahead and I'll go ahead on and add the water. You want just enough water just to cover the, basically give coverage over the vegetables. Stir it around a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and cover that down. That's gonna take a good 30 minutes for everything to synchronize. We have our within the next 15 minutes. We're then gonna go ahead and transfer the chicken that we have over here that's already in the process of cooking, and we're gonna transfer that to the stew. And the rest of the herbs, and allow that to go ahead and culminate together and become one big happy family. This is basically an all-in-one. It's an all-in-one process. I call it all-in-one because you're gonna get everything into one complete dynamic flavor. And then we're gonna go ahead on and roll up a couple of these dumplings that we're gonna add to the pot once the meat and everything gets cooked in. You don't want to actually add in your dumplings too early. Number one, you want it, the dumpling is just an added venture. So once we add these in here, and according to the size, it is going to cause the stew to thicken. So keep that in mind. It's going to cause it to thicken. So you want to practically do this when it's about maybe anywhere between 15 minutes before finishing. By that time, it's gonna completely cook this to a complete finish. So remember, don't add it in too early unless you are expecting not only thick, but you don't want you want it to have this form. So we just gonna hold just a little bit before we actually put that together. At your friendly Publix, if at any time that you desire to do such great work, you can also find these packages. As I state, most of these packages, they do have an ingredient on the back, tell you how to go about making your own. For me personally, I would add my own set of things to it because that's just me. I want to do things to my delight as well as to my taste. Okay, but I'm gonna add in 2 of these savory herb seasoning mix to that effect, and this is again, is just to add to what I have in there is just to bring out. That's why I did not add in any such set of amount of other type of seasoning, because the meat as well as the vegetable, they are going to once they start we call it harmony. They come together as one harmony, and once that happens, then everything comes out to a perfect blend. So anyhow, we're gonna make just a little bit of this. And and this will be the final part to it coming to a complete end. Meanwhile, now we're going to go ahead and make us a couple of these dumplings now. As I say, I'm using coconut flour as well as some all-purpose flour. And all that's basically, you will go ahead and add your all-purpose flour, add just about the amount of water. Once you start mixing it, then it gets to a point where it becomes more and more thickened, and it turns into a heavy paste. And basically all you want to make sure that you could try to do now is keep you some flour nearby, and you kind of want to sprinkle that over the basis of the flour, and then as you get it, then keep a certain amount. Yeah, basically, I wanna kind of say, if you want some of these dumplings to go in, you want to put it and roll it, and you want to give it a good roll process into your hand, and then you sort of press it out a little bit like a silver dollar. And it comes out like that. And then these are what we are going to add to the rest of all of that dynamic ingredient back there, that once it comes together in one complete format. You have a choice. You could choose to do these, roll them as a ball and then press them out first. This is one way of actually putting everything together, whereas you don't have to use a dinner roll or a bread, because this is the actual bread that you're going to go ahead and basically cook it into the sauce of the savory chicken pot roast. You could roll it, press it, or you could roll it and make it a little bit in a different, basically a long way too. I'm gonna show you that one just now. Just want to make a couple of these. Try to keep them as much as you can, roughly all about the same size. Because if not, then you have some big pieces and you have some small pieces, but as much as you can, try to get you some even pieces, if anything. When you're making your mix, if by chance, as a chef, you always taste as you go. So in the process of doing that, you want to make sure that if everything tastes bland, then just go on ahead and add a little bit of salt. You don't have to go heavy on salt. Just a tad bit, simply because you want everything to have a good flavor. And basically, keep in mind, it's gonna savor all of the juices throughout the dumplings. So everything combines together, then that's what's gonna happen. So then you'll know that's why I call it an all-in-one meal, especially during the cold time of the season. And these we are gonna drop in. You want to make sure you spread them out, because as you begin to drop them in, you don't want to drop them too close to each other for them to stick. You want to basically give them space between. So I made a couple of dollops of looks like miniature pancakes. As many as you can see them, that's what they are, and they are all practically just about the same size. But we're gonna need to make a lot much more than just that. May I please have one of those pans behind you? Yeah, thanks.
This one?
Yeah, that'd be good. Thank you. And we're gonna make that. We're gonna make a few of them. Basically, like a Pillsbury roll. All we're basically doing is just rolling it out. Add a little flour so that it doesn't really sticks. By rubbing your two hands together, you form miniature dumplings. These are what we're gonna add to the pot. Tell you guys, if you love dumplings, you may as well make you as much as you want to make, because just this batch alone is quite a lot. It's quite a lot. But I don't want to do so many. But I'm gonna make just about enough to. Keep in mind, the more that you put in, is the thicker your soup is gonna get. just to probably make like at least 30 good pieces, and then we're gonna check on our process back here to see what how it's coming along. Be ready to transfer the chicken over. Keep making sure that I have enough flour to separate the condensedness of it from one hand to the next. Alrighty, we're gonna check on the reason why I'm going to transfer this over, now keep in mind, is because I don't want to transfer what X amount of excess oil in every situation where you're cooking chicken or beef. As far as ground beef in itself, you will have some excess means of oil. So that's the purpose and the reason why you want to, when you're making a stew, you want it to come out blended with not so much as far as grease in itself. Yep. Hey everyone. Sister Anthony just popped up on the scene. She was so excited she can't wait for her plate. Sorry, we're gonna get to you in just a little bit. Right now we're in the engagement process of this whole ordeal. All right. So that's gonna be working hard at hand right here. We're gonna use some of the juice base from the chicken that was over here in the process of his knees working out. Because it has a lot of, especially once the chicken is cooked down to a certain degree, it carries a great deal of flavor, and it'll be a waste to just get rid of it all. You want some of that base of that the combination of that chicken being cooked down into that sauce. Add that to our savory mix that's over here already. And we'll check and see if we actually need to add in any little bit more salt or a little bit of herbs. Time now. This does take a little time. Don't be trying to rush. As I say, if you want it right the first time, then take your time and get it done right. Set this aside. What we're going to go ahead on and do, because we're working with time, and it does take time, and I know everybody has things on their scheduled agenda. What we're going to do, we're going to, in the second part, we're going to go ahead and make sure that is just a tad bit, some complete seasoning. We're going to go ahead and put this savory sauce on the blend, whereas we're gonna add you're gonna wait till this get to a point where it's hot enough to go on ahead and add the dumplings to it, and that's gonna fast process the meats while the stock pot of all the other ingredients are coming together. And as we are looking at it right now, we probably a good 15 minutes into that procedure. So basically, all we are doing now is just giving it time to work itself out. Transfer it over to this part. I want to make sure that the more it's in the stock pot, it actually is heating it faster. All right, so we can get all this out of the way. We don't have no need for none of this here at the moment. I hope as the season holidays is approaching that most of you guys are not only taking time to be thankful for all that that God has been doing for you, but I hope, trust, and pray that you are also doing things together as a family, especially to spend some time with one another, with doing what you love most. If you like. If you like enjoying great food, then don't just be a part of the family when they're at the table, and when it's time to eat, that's the only time that you get into it. But help out wherever you could get, whatever you could get and you fit in, especially when it comes to the preparation, the cooking, the process of things. Just get in and help out. Take a little time to peek what grandma is putting together, people mama is putting together, people daddy's putting together, and you know, have a combination of items and things that they like, and eventually they like it. Most likely you will like it. So you know, just take the opportunity, spend a little time with them, and see what venture you like about, you know, doing, taking time to enjoy the best of life, and in every aspect of life. Like myself, I love to eat. I don't look it because I work out every single day. I stay busy constantly, 24/7 around the clock. But that needless to say, when it comes down to this aspect of my work, I slow it down. I slow it down. This is not. I don't personally believe in instant. You know, pop in the microwave and bing, it's ready. I understand as the work of what others have done, because it's making it a lot simpler and easier. And I'm not going to say I've never tried them for myself. I have. But I get the joy and the pleasure and the feeling just getting into the actual creative process of preparing these particular type of dishes. And I can't complain. I can't complain. I won't complain, because I enjoy doing just that. Once we are through with this segment, we're gonna prepare a curry chicken, and what else? What else are we gonna do? I got so much for you. There's one particular thing that I'm going to get ready to enhance and make for everyone, and it's going to be a dessert. It's a mudslide. It's a mudslide. It's if you never had one before, you're gonna like this. You're gonna like this. It's called a mudslide, but we're gonna be using something as a form of mud. But it won't be the mud that is outside of your house on the ground. That's not what we're gonna use. We're gonna use the ingredients that looks like dirt, and you're gonna be able to find that within the structural framing of a particular type of cookie doughs, you know, a particular type of wafers that forms that dirt-like look. And we're gonna create the crust, and then we're gonna form the rest of it. So I'm not gonna get too much into that at this moment, but that's gonna be a little bit of a fun venture for us to do this together, and to actually see the working of it, and to take it for that test drive. Okay. This. It's kicking, baby. It's kicking. It's kicking. We're gonna have to give it a little time. Yeah, everything is timing. Everything is timing. And as a chef, we are so familiarized with our time, and when we're preparing things. We know when everything is at its peak of perfection, or has gotten to a point where it's ready. That's usually by things condensing, and we most likely wanted to condense to where we see a great or a good consistency in the sauce. The sauce identifies that it's at that point. So that's why I'm stating that in this process is not a rush thing. It's something that relatively is going to take just a little bit of a time, and understand the whole concept here is that these vegetables, we want everything to blend together where it illuminates its own flavor. When it's synchronized, everything becomes as one. Everything is harmonized together. So that's one of the dynamics of why we as chefs do this type of work, because we have the opportunity to see how we could create such great things to allow our taste buds to just go off into Neverland, you know, and that's how we get to this point where we are so always so excited and being so creative in what we do best. While this one side is engaging and we look at the time.